Every morning, Rudy Reyes has Rice Krispie treats for breakfast. It may not seem like a healthy way to start your day, but Rudy says his health depends on it. That's because these treats have marijuana baked into them.
Because they give you that little bit of whatever for breakfast that you have normally as a person, but it also medicates you.
Every day, Rudy struggles to live a normal life, free of pain, the way he used to live before the Cedar fires. On October 25th, 2003, Rudy's life changed forever. After helping his family members escape their burning homes near the Verona Indian Reservation, he found himself trapped behind a wall of flames.
I had to run through the fire line. There was no other way out. I remember seeing flames look up my face. I remember hearing the fire line and screaming and knowing only to move.
The flames burned 65% of his body. He was in a coma for 2.5 months. When he came to, there were times he wished he'd never woken up.
It was excruciating beyond what I would wish upon my worst enemy. I don't know if you've ever had a small burn, but once you lose that outer dermis of flesh, just air going across it hurts.
The morphine and other drugs were no longer working, so Rudy's doctor suggested medical marijuana. Rudy was skeptical at first.
And I said, "Are you sure?" He goes, "Yeah, I would like to see if this works."
Under California law, it is legal for people like Rudy to use marijuana. California voters passed Proposition 215 in 1996, allowing patients with illnesses like multiple sclerosis, AIDS, and cancer, and a valid doctor's recommendation to possess and cultivate marijuana for personal medical use. Rudy first tried the pill form, then cookies.
It isn't like the morphine. It's not like once I take it all goes away. No, the pain is still there. It's just I'm not thinking about it. It's not my main or primary source of thought.
But here's the catch. Using marijuana is legal under state law, but illegal under federal law.
The DEA considers marijuana to be an illicit drug, and it's that way because Congress placed marijuana as a Schedule I substance. It has no accepted medical use and a high potential for abuse.
DEA has a responsibility, as long as marijuana is a Schedule I controlled substance, to enforce it.
This is the ongoing battle brought to life in a documentary called Waiting to Inhale.
Today, members of WHAM were stunned when federal agents raided WHAM's.
I want them for the first time to see the real truth about cannabis as a medicine. And to see the people that are affected by it, people that use it, and the scientists who studied it.
Opponents of medical marijuana in the film fear its legalization will make it even easier for kids to get their hands on it.
I know over 100 moms that lost their children to drugs.
The film's producer and director, Jed Rice, screened the documentary in San Diego, hoping to make a strong impression here. That's because the San Diego County Board of Supervisors is challenging the state law. They filed a petition with the U.S. Supreme Court. This came after the California Supreme Court declined their lawsuit last year. The county says it's not against legalizing the medical use of marijuana. Supervisor Diane Jacobs says the problem lies in the conflict between state and federal law. In a statement, she says, the feds view medical marijuana as illegal. Agents from the Drug Enforcement Administration have raided homes and dispensaries in the last year. Were we to proceed with implementing the state's plan, we would be facilitating the arrest of our own residents. We need to end the confusion with a definitive ruling that protects all parties.
If I was in LA, no problem. If I was in Orange County, no problem. Why is it that if I take a step over one county line, I will be persecuted? That's wrong.
The Supremacy Clause of the U.S. Constitution claims federal law trumps state law, which would then invalidate Prop 215. But it may not be that clear-cut. With President Obama's plans to appoint a new DEA administrator, the raids and arrests in California by DEA agents could end.
I hope to see at least a card in San Diego. To see something so someone like me can present a valid card to an officer and say, look, what I have and what I do is okay.
In the meantime, Rudy continues his fight and continues to use marijuana. His caregivers grow and maintain it for him. He's filed a lawsuit against the San Diego County Board of Supervisors, hoping they'll be forced to recognize the state law so he and other patients can breathe easy.
When you're in the middle of suffering, to just put that aside for a minute, that's life. That's quality of life. And what I'm trying to point out for everybody.